It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. You're tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Espresso only on SABC3. Jump into the kitchen once again with the lovely Mary from Savour and Save. She's teaching us all about what to do with your leftover fish. Now, of course, prawns, also classify as your fish dishes, But
it is, but it's really a fancy dish, right? So we don't
do it every day. It's expensive. Prawns are expensive.
And do you use your whole prawn?
You know what? I love to make the whole prawn, like chew off on the little feet and suck out the heads and stuff. I know it sounds gross, but I mean, it's a lot of flavour in there.
Okay, yes.
Okay, yeah, she says. I'm sure you guys agree with me at home that love prawns.
But sometimes when you want to have it a little fancier, you don't necessarily want to keep the shells on. So when you're taking those shells off, you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm sending all these rands down.
Yeah, and normally if you're a big prawn lover, I mean, if you do invest in having a good prawn dish, you end up with a whole, rubbish bag full of these things.
Right, so rather than throwing them out, this is before you've eaten them and sucked on them and all the rest.
Good.
When you've taken them off, you can actually make a stock. And with that stock, you can make a risotto, you can make a wonderful stew, seafood stew, and it's money right here. So instead of using those stock cubes, you can use your own prawns.
And there's nothing quite like a freshly made stock.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's completely different. And you can freeze it as well.
So you can freeze it as well. And it's really simple. All you need are
let's make some stock.
Some onions. You don't even have to peel them. Some carrots.
All right.
Some prawns.
Yeah.
I was trying to decide which one to put in first.
That's the hero right there.
The hero.
Okay.
Some lemon.
You see, you're wasting already. You must have this.
I'm wasting. Thankfully, you're around to remind me. Some little peppercorns. These are white, which is great because that doesn't color the stock. Though the stock is going to take on some color.
Yes.
And then you just pour water over it.
All right.
Until it's full up. Until it's covering pretty much everything.
Okay.
Right?
Look
and
at
then
that.
you cook away. And then you put little aromatics in there. And you let it cook for about 20 minutes. It takes on a little bit of color, and bingo.
Yeah. So you kind of just let it simmer. You bring it to the boil, let it simmer. 20 minutes only.
20 minutes, maybe a little longer, doesn't matter. Depends on how much flavor you want out of the shells.
Yeah.
And then bingo, it's done. And if you're not going to make your risotto the next day, you can just put it aside and have it whenever.
Yeah, and like you said, you can freeze it as well.
Freezing is great, yes.
Yeah.
Now, I've really been wanting to tell you about this all day long.
Please do tell.
So these are boards. So if you don't want to cook in a little packet, you can actually,
use
when you
this on the
start
grill.
to braai, yes,
on
and
the
you let this soak, like your little skewers, you let them soak in water and wine or water and juice or whatever you want. And then you put them on the grill and you put your salmon or whatever fish on top with a little bit of aromatics and bingo. And do you smell that?
That does smell like a woody, oaky smell.
It's woody, oaky. And then there's also the salt slab.
The salt block, yes,
the
of
salt
which you want to eat your fish. I love this.
And that lasts about 30 cooking times, whatever, on the braai or in the oven or whatever.
I can definitely see. Once again, we're just showing you different ways of how you can prepare your fish. They're not always the same in the pan frying it.
Exactly.
But for our stock, if you want to get your hands on the recipe, very easy. The keyword is prawns to 33728. That's prawns to 33728. It will send you everything you need to know. Now, we've made some great fish dishes throughout the course of the morning. If you want to get your hands once again on those recipes, just head on over to our website, expressoshow.com. Easy as that. Mary, thank you very much, my love. Thank you very, very much. I mean, great ideas. So the main key here is not to waste food. That is what we're going for.
Exactly.
And if I do waste
use
food,
the whole fish.
She is going to come after you. She's going to come after you. Right, let's continue with your Monday morning.